Selamat datang di Hotel Santika Premier Semarang. Ini adalah video prosedur keamanan dan keselamatan di Hotel Santika Premier Semarang apabila terjadi keadaan darurat. Karena keselamatan Anda, keutamaan kami. Hotel ini terdiri dari 10 lantai dengan ruang meeting di area lantai 2, ruang meeting di area lobi, dan pintu evakuasi di setiap lantainya. Dilengkapi dengan apar, sprinkler, hidran, alat pengumuman publik, dan tangga evakuasi. Apabila terjadi keadaan darurat, jangan panik dan segera keluar dari ruangan. Carilah pintu darurat terdekat dan turun melalui tangga darurat. Jika Anda sedang berada di area kamar, turun melalui tangga darurat yang berada di ujung koridor setiap lantainya. Dilarang menggunakan lift dalam keadaan darurat. Jika Anda sedang berada di ruang pertemuan lantai 2, segera keluar melalui tangga darurat yang berakhir di pintu utama yang ada di lobi hotel. Dan apabila Anda sedang berada di ruang pertemuan lantai 1, segera keluar melalui pintu utama. Akan ada staf kami yang mengarahkan Anda menuju assembly point yang berada di luar gedung hotel. Setelah berada di assembly point, pastikan Anda dan orang-orang di sekitar Anda selamat. Khusus apabila terjadi gempa bumi, segeralah menjauh dari kaca jendela dan barang-barang pecah belah agar Anda terhindar dari pecahan kaca. Jauhi juga barang-barang besar yang berpotensi untuk jatuh dan menimpa Anda. Carilah tempat yang aman untuk perlindungan seperti meja dan lindungi kepala Anda dengan bantal. Apabila Anda tertimpa reruntuhan, buatlah keributan seperti memukul batu atau besi di sekitar Anda untuk menarik perhatian. Terima kasih atas kepercayaan Anda kepada Hotel Santika Premier Semarang. Hospitality from the heart.
Cek. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
How are you today? Fine?
I think that would be fine today.
Okay, I hope so. Well, thank you very much. Welcome to the 9th International Conference on Energy, Environment, Epidemiology and Information System, ICENIS 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, give applause to all of you. Okay, thank you very much. Well, on this nice moment, let me introduce ourselves as be your guide for Master of Ceremony for this opening ceremony. My name is Iwan Purwanto.
And I'm Putri Fahira Banu.
And for this moment, I say thank you very much to all the participants who have joined in this international conference. And then, I hope this international conference will give big a point to all of you who have joined in this moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is annual event. International ICENIS 2024 is annual event for postgraduate school of Universitas Diponegoro.
And ICENIS serve a vital purpose, such as the creating an international forum where research, student, industry leaders, and also the government representative can share the groundbreaking, finding and innovative ideas in the field of energy, environment, health, and information system.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, for this nice moment, I would like to thank you very much also to PT Pertamina Tbk who have been sponsor for this event.
Please give it a applause.
Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the opening ceremony will be start and we want to move to another stage to opening the ceremony.
Yep,
Yes,
exactly.
thank you very much for ladies and gentlemen.
Your Excellencies, I extend our deepest gratitude to the Honorable Rector of University Diponegoro and the Honorable Vice Rector of University Diponegoro,
The distinguished Dean of their fellow guide and super Universitas Diponegoro,
the Head of Study Program of Postgraduate School of University Diponegoro,
our distinguished speaker and participant for
And
this moment,
and the organized committee and also volunteers.
PT Pertamina Tbk and our sponsor, and other sponsor,
And all attendees for their participation in this important conference.
Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We look forward for engaging discussion and meaningful connection that will emerge for this conference.
National Anthem. Please rise, we begin our ceremony by singing the Indonesian National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. I love to all the participants, please standing up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Participant, you may please be a seat.
Now, we will have our opening prayer led by Mr. Abdillah Baraja, Eskom M. English. Please bow our head.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, I will recite this prayer in Indonesian bahasa and in accordance with Islamic teaching. Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, marilah kita menundukkan kepala sejenak dan berdoa kepada Allah Subhanahu wa taala agar konferensi internasional kita hari ini dapat memberikan manfaat bagi kita semua. Saya akan memimpin doa ini sesuai dengan ajaran Islam, dan bagi yang tidak beragama Islam dipersilahkan untuk berdoa sesuai dengan kepercayaan masing-masing. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin, Sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil alamin, hamdan syakirin, hamdan na'imin, hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karimi wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana hadha min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma wa la taj'al fina wa la ma'ana syaqiyan wa la matrudan wa la mahruma. Ya Allah, jadikanlah acara konferensi pagi ini di tempat yang indah ini menjadi tempat pertemuan ilmu yang bermanfaat sebagai sarana berbagi wawasan dan gagasan dan pengalaman yang berharga di antara para ilmuwan dan peneliti. Semoga konferensi yang kami selenggarakan hari ini membawa manfaat bagi kehidupan kami, memperluas pemahaman kami, mencerahkan ide-ide kami, dan membawa kami menjadi individu yang sukses dan produktif, yang pada akhirnya akan mengangkat martabat bangsa kami. Ya Allah, tuntunlah dan berkahilah hati dan pikiran kami dengan cahaya petunjuk-Mu. Anugerahkanlah kepada kami hikmah-Mu yang agung dan semua aktivitas kami. Bantu kami untuk berbicara dengan jelas, mendengarkan satu sama lain, menghormati dan saling mencintai, agar kami termasuk di antara orang-orang yang diberkahi. Ya Allah, lindungilah kami dari godaan yang tidak diinginkan dan tunjukkanlah kami ke jalan yang benar. Berikanlah kami ilmu dan kekuatan untuk melakukan perbuatan baik, dan juga jelaskan kepada kami apa yang buruk, serta berikanlah kami kebijaksanaan dan kekuatan untuk menjauhinya. Dan akhirnya ya Allah, kami hanya dapat memohon dan hanya Engkaulah yang dapat mengabulkan doa-doa kami. Rabbana taqabbal minna du'aana innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alaina ya maulana innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Baraja, for leading us in prayer. May the Almighty continues to guide and bless us all.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming speech. We will now proceed with the welcome remarks from our distinguished leaders. The first is, may we invite Dr. Fuad Muhammad, SSE, MSE, as the 9th ICENIS 2024 chairperson. For Dr. Fuad Muhammad, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency, Rector Diponegoro University, Vice Rector for Communication and Business, Head of University Ranking Office, all of the deans from Diponegoro University, all keynote speakers and moderators, and all participants, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the ICENIS 2024 Organizing Committee, I am honored and delighted to welcome you to 9th International Conference on Energy, Environment, Epidemiology, and Information System ICENIS 2024. With the theme is Innovative Strategies for Climate Change, Sustainability of Renewable Energy, Epidemiology, and Information System. And we set our goal to run this conference annually, every year, and this time for 9th ICENIS. And the main objective is to provide a platform for academician and researcher and teachers and engineers and professionals to expose and exchange innovative ideas and disseminate and discuss this research updates concerning energy, environment, epidemiology, environment system, and multidisciplinary topics. At this event, we have invited 8 keynote speakers from several countries. They are: the first one, Prof. Abdel Hafid Esadki from Morocco. Please stand up, Prof. Abdel Hafid. The second one is Prof. Beni Cahyono from Coventry University, United Kingdom. Prof. Insinyur Purnomo Yusgiantoro PhD from Bandung Institute of Technology, Indonesia. Prof. Choi Kang-hwan, Head of Renewable Energy Laboratory, Pukyong National University, Busan, South Korea. Please stand up, Prof. Choi. The next one, Prof. Insinyur Rizal Isnanto, STMM MT IPU Asian Eng. Please stand up, Prof. Rizal. Dr. Ahmad Yanwar Maulana from South Korea. He is a research professor Dong University. Please stand up for Ahmad. Insinyur M. Eri Sugiharto, STMT MH IPU from Pertamina, Indonesia, and FM Venusiana, STMM PT Telkom, Indonesia. We proudly present the plenary speakers who are qualified to share their valuable information and knowledge at this conference. And in this conference, there are 110 technical papers and will be split between 10 parallel class. And I will inform to you, the participants come from 8 countries like Pakistan, Brunei, Syria, Iraq, Spain, Australia, Iran, and Indonesia. And they consist researchers, lecturers, practitioners, and post and undergraduate students from various institutions. On behalf of the ICENIS 2024 committee, we wish all participants good attainment. We acknowledge to our high appreciation to the Rector of Diponegoro University, the Dean of the Postgraduate School, Diponegoro University, and all of the keynote speakers. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the organizing team from Postgraduate School, Diponegoro University, for all their hard work and dedication in preparing for this conference. As we have tried our best to conduct this event, we humbly realize that we may still be lacking in some parts. Accordingly, we would like to apologize for any inconvenience. I sincerely hope you will enjoy today and these coming days of the conference and networking. With great pride, we present ICENIS 2024 and we wish you an inspiring time. Thank you for your participation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for Dr. Muhammad. And ladies and gentlemen, now we come to the second welcoming speech. We are honored to invite Professor Insinyur Muhammad Agung Wibowo MMSc PhD, the postgraduate school dean from Welcome to the address.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, speakers, professor, colleagues, committee, and the Honorable Prof. Hadianto, as a representing the Rector of Diponegoro University, the Honorable Vice Rector 3, Prof. Adian, the Honorable Vice Dean, the Honorable Head of Studies, and also the Honorable of the Committee, ICENIS 2024, and also the PIC, Dr. Fuad Muhammad. My name's Muhammad Agung Wibowo, Dean of Postgraduate School, Diponegoro University. I would also like to extend my warm welcome to the keynote speakers of the ICENIS 2024, Prof. Purnomo Yusgiantoro from ITB, Prof. Choi Kwang Han from Pukyong University, Prof. Abdel Hamid Esadki from École de Technologie Supérieure, Morocco, Prof. Beni Cahyono from Coventry University, UK, Ibu Venesia STMM from PT Telkom, Bapak Insinyur Eri Sugiarto MMMT, Direktur HRD PT Pertamina, Bapak Ahmad Yanuar Maulana PSG from Dong-A University, South Korea, and then Prof. Rizal Isnanto, STMM MD from Diponegoro University. The 9th ICENIS 2024 provide a forum for discussion, dissemination, and networking among the researchers, academic, professional, and students. The objective of the ICENIS 2024 are to create an international forum for researchers, students, and industry, and the government to share and exchange the ideas, to facilitate the formation of networking among the participants. Furthermore, this conference also constitutes a great opportunity for escalating collaboration among institutions in terms of academic necessities. I would like to thank the keynote speakers, participants, students, and especially for the sponsor, PT Pertamina. It is my deeply belief that it is essential to gather experts in the field of energy, environmental, and information system to improve the quality of postgraduate education. Finally, enjoy the seminar, enjoy the discussion, and also enjoy the vibe of Semarang City. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Professor. And now, representing the Vice Rector 2 of University Diponegoro to deliver the opening speech and officially open our conference, please welcome Professor Dr. Hadianto, ST, MSc.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable speakers, I can mention one by one. Prof. Abdul Hafid Esadi, Prof. Maroko, Prof. Purnomo Yusgantoro, Prof. Rizal Isnanto, Prof. Beni Cahyono, Mr. Eri Sugiharto, Prof. Choi Kang Huan, Dr. Ahmad Yanuar, and Venusiana, and the Excellency, the Dean of the School of Postgraduate Study, our Head of Study Program, our Senior Professor, Prof. Sudarto Priyadi, and also Prof. Haryo, the Vice Dean of the School of Postgraduate Study, and all the participants. I representing the rector, and on behalf the rector, because he has another appointment and another activity that cannot be leave. So good morning everyone, and welcome to this conference, 9 ICENIS 2024. This conference is an annual event conducted by School of Postgraduate Studies, Diponegoro Universities, and one of successful conference in Undip among others in faculties and school. It is an honor together with such dedicated group of scientists, researchers, students, and professionals who are driving transformation in this energy, environments, information system, and health. There is a greater awareness today of the links and interdisciplinary topics amid energy, environmental sustainability, strong support on information system, and also good health, which is vital if we are not only to protect our current life, but also to ensure it is safe and healthy for present and future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, energy is at the heart of our global economy, driving industry, sustaining communities, and fostering innovations. But the ways we have traditionally sourced and used energy are no longer sustainable. Our reliance on fossil fuels has left a significant carbon footprint, contributing to greenhouse gases emission and accelerating climate change. In contrast, renewable energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal power offer clean alternatives that align with the goals of sustainable future. Transitioning to this form of energy will be vital for reducing pollution, preserving ecosystem, and creating a resilient foundation for our global energy needs. Information system also play a pivotal role in combating climate change and driving sustainable practice. They allow us to gather, analyze, and share data about energy consumption, emission, environmental impact, and more. By harnessing data, we gain critical insight that help industries optimize energy usage, reduce waste, and track progress towards sustainability goals. Furthermore, information system enable transparency and accountability. Ladies and gentlemen, achieving a sustainable future is a collective journey. It requires partnership between governments, industries, and citizens to rethink how we produce, consume, and manage resources. Moreover, there is an innovation for this mentioned aspect above. Each of us has a role to play, whether it's choosing renewable energy, supporting policies that favor sustainability, or leveraging data and technology to advance green solutions. And Diponegoro University is also taking part in this sustainability aspect, as the university has ranked the second most sustainable university in Indonesia for 4 consecutive years. Since 2020, Diponegoro University has number 2 in Indonesia as the most sustainable university, and number 27 in the world ranking. Together, through this conference, we expect that sustainable energy practices, conscious environmental stewardship, and the intelligent use of information system will curb the effect of the climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, today's conference will bring together a wide range of perspective, as this is very much fit to the School of Postgraduate Studies direction for integrating interdisciplinary field of study, from renewable energy, sustainable environments, innovation in health and information system. We have heard from the committee that the number of participants is already over than 100, meaning that probably 100 paper will be publishing this year to add more paper to the universities. As our mission to be top 500 world university ranking within 2 years, this conference will be strong support for this ranking system. As final remark, I thank you for being here, for your knowledge sharing, and for the vision each you brings. Last, I would like to convey my sincerely thanks to all the organizing committee, as well as the School of Postgraduate Studies, which already successfully hold this conference. And the special appreciation we would like to address to all the keynote speaker and all the participants. The challenges made by the conference are significant, but I'm confident that you will succeed in your objective. I wish you very pleasant stay here in Semarang and productive and successful conference. Thank you again, and by the name of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and with your permission, this conference is officially open.
Thank you, Professor Hardi Jaya.
Well, thank you, Prof. Hadian. I allow to all of you to stand in front of, because we want to take a picture together. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we come to take a picture. The Honorable of Prof. Hadianto, Prof. Adian, Profesor Muhammad Agung Wibowo, Dr. Dwi Cahyo Utomo, Dr. Tri Laksmi, Dr. Fuad Muhammad, and also the speaker, please come in front of the stage to take a picture.
So in the count 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we will repeat again. Sorry for your interruption. Now, please. Okay.
Well, thank you very much. To all of the participants, please, no, stay in front of. Excuse me. Second session, take a picture together with the audience.
I'm sorry, we have a second session for this photo. Please stand up together on the stage. In this moment, we have to
take a picture
photo,
together,
right?
cases. And I allow to all of the participants goes to in front of the stage, because we want to take a picture together. Okay, all of the participants, you may come in front of the stage to take a picture together, right? Thank you. Prof Darto and Prof Haryo, please come in front of the stage.
Please, all of the participants come forward to the stage so we have a good memory for photo together. Please come. Okay, let's assemble together. In the count 3, okay. So I will guidance you all. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay, wait a moment. Maybe for the outside, all of you may get to the third line on the top. For the man, Ibu bisa.
Okay, please take a
Nyuwun sewu,
place.
Ibu bisa agak maju ke situ biar nggak bisa agak merapat. Nggak apa-apa, nggak apa-apa. Ibu agak bisa merapat. Ibu mungkin bisa.
Okay, Mas Iwan, please be kind.
Okay, are you ready? Keep your beautiful smile. 1, 2, 3. Again, give your beautiful smile. 1, 2, 3. And hang up your hand. Cheese. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Give applause to
Thank
all of you,
everyone.
ladies and gentlemen. Okay, all of the participants, you may back to your chair. Thank you very much. Iya. Kita turunin lagi.
Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, The Dukderan dance expressed the liveliness and joy of the multicultural young woman of the Semarang, encompassing Javanese, Arab, Chinese cultures, in welcoming the arrival of the holy month of Ramadan, a tradition known as Dukderan. The word Dukderan from two words. The first is dak and der. Dak refers to the sound of the drum that is beaten, while der is the sound of that cannon is fired to the signal of start of holy month of Ramadan. We are privileged to witness a traditional Javanese dance performance by the talented member of UKM Penari Jawa.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the stage UKM Penari Jawa Universitas Diponegoro.
Give you applause for UKM Penari Jawa Universitas Diponegoro.
Ladies and gentlemen, give applause from the UKM Penari Jawa Universitas Diponegoro. Thank you for your beauty traditional dance performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at first plenary session. It is my distinct honor to introduce Professor Abdul Hafiz Ezaki. Professor Abdul Hafiz Ezaki will share his valuable insight and research finding us today. And ladies and gentlemen, please joining me in welcoming Professor Abdul Hafiz Ezaki. Please, Professor, come forward. And to continue our discussion, I would like to invite Professor Muhammad Agung Wibowo to the stage as a moderator for this session. Ladies and gentlemen, please joining me in welcoming Professor Muhammad Agung Wibowo.
Profesor Insinyur Muhammad Agung Wibowo, MMMSC, is a Dean of Postgraduate Student, Universitas Diponegoro, and Dean Faculty of Engineering. This is their working experience. About the education, Professor Insinyur Muhammad Agung Wibowo, student of S1 on Universitas Diponegoro, and continue the master program from Northern University and doctoral program from Northern University in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen,
Please.
Yeah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For this session, we have two scholars. The first one is Prof. Purnomo Yusgiantoro. Please come to the stage, Prof. Purnomo Yusgiantoro. And then the second one is Prof. Abdul Hamid from the Morocco. Yeah, this. For this two panel, we have two scholars. For the first stage is Prof. Purnomo Yusgiantoro, beliau from ITB, and he is also the former of the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources. For the second one is Prof. Abdul Hamid. He's from the Morocco. For Prof. Purnomo is going to present the strengthened energy security for the sustainable development in the face of a climate change. Time is yours, Prof. Purnomo.
Good morning to everybody. First, I would like to thank for the University of Diponegoro to invite me in this very prestigious forum. That is a very good one. The topic of my speech this morning is strengthening energy security for sustainable development in the face of climate change. The moderator told me that I only have 15 minutes to speak, so I will make it very quick, and then probably after this, then I'll give to the second speaker. Next, what I would like to present to you is one, I like to relate between the climate change and the energy. And then the second one is relating the sustainable development with the energy. And then I come into the energy issue in this country. I specifically will mention the case of Indonesia from two different side perspective. One is the energy security status today in the country, and the second one is regarding the strengthening Indonesian energy security. I will see that from the supply side perspective and also from the demand side perspective. Let me start the first one. Climate change versus the energy. If we look at from this slide, you can see that at the beginning of the fossil productions, starting in the first industrial evolution. You can see that the CO2 production in the OECD country is higher than in the non-OECD country. But from time to time, the CO2 production is climbing up in the non-OECD country. Mostly it's the developing countries. But why that happened? I think it's because the developing country needs the energy to push the industrialization. And because of that, then the energy consumption is increasing, and then make that CO2 production is also increasing. The bad news is, if we look at here in the right pictures, right slide there, the increase of the CO2 emission is consistent with the increase of temperature. And that makes the issue of the climate change emerge in the world. And then we can see that now it's slightly higher, the concentration of the greenhouse gases, in which CO2 is the big percentage of the greenhouse gases. If we look at that, if we just leave it go, then we can see that the temperatures in the global is higher. So we got to have an effort how then we can decrease, so that then coming back to the green line there is about 1.5 degrees Celsius increase, not more than 2 degrees Celsius increase in the global system. Next. This is the energy consumption in the world from time to time. I recorded from 1800 years before, and then now up to the 2022. The bad news is that the dominant energy use in global is from coal, oil, and gas, and 3 of those energy consumptions producing CO2 high. So we can see that is the struggle that we have to do to convert from the fossil fuel to the non-fossil fuel, because the fossil fuel is still dominated in the global energy consumption. Next. This is the forecast for the 200 years from now, if we just leave it where the current position goes on. If we look at that, we can see from the 4 different condition. One is regarding the drought, and then the food, and then regarding the climate, and then regarding the nature. We can see if that the temperatures around 4 degrees Celsius, we can see the worst thing happens. So the best thing to do is just to maintain the temperature is 1.5 degrees Celsius, the most possible ways to do, because we can see the direct impact of the global warming. If we have that temperature 1.5 degrees Celsius or 2 degrees Celsius, we can see the impact of that from the simulation. Next. Now I shifted, to the issue of sustainable development versus the energy. This one is the time to times concept of the sustainable development. I would start from the Brundtland Commission. Brundtland is the Prime Minister of Norway. He's very good. The Prime Minister said in order, to cope with the sustainable development, first you must alleviate the poverty. Because in the developing countries, it's very important for the poor people to be aware of that sustainable development. Because usually the poor people does not think about the sustainable development. What they do is just to think about the sandang, pangan, and papan. The housing, the food, and then the clothes. So Brunei is very good. Even the prime minister is coming from the developed country. Brunei is coming from Norway, from Nordic. He's the prime minister of Nordics. And then we move on. We can see that MDGs move, Millennium Development Goal, and then coming to the Sustainable Development Goal. The one that related to the energy is number 7 and 13. Number 7 is about the affordable to achieve the energy, climate change, sustainability, and then number 13 is the climate change. So from year to year, we have a COP, conference on parties that discussing, agreed on what we're gonna have to do in order to reduce the temperature. The last one that's important is the Paris Agreement in year 2015 at the time. Next. This one is the concept that I like to share with you. Because back in 1972, there is what we call the Club of Rome's concept. The Club of Rome said regarding the scarcity, because if we talk the energy, actually we're gonna have to talk about the scarcity, because we are facing with the depletable resources. We are facing with the depletable resources. The energy commodity is not like the common commodity we have, like a tempe or tahu or whatever. Someday, somehow, because there is a reserve, and the reserve will be over in the future. This way, we have to manage it well, prudently and nicely. Even in the renewable energy, there is the very heavy discussion that if you extract higher than you are creating, so the rate of extraction is higher than the rate of regeneration, there'll be also the depletion. That's why I introduced to you, the concept of scarcity. Basically, if you are the economist, you will understand the concept of the scarcity here similar like the concept of Malthusian. Back in the 18th century, the Malthusian is always pessimist that something somehow will happen, that you're gonna have the scarcity of natural resources. And then in 1972, there is a book issued called The Limits to Growth, by Barry Commoners and the Dennis Meadow. Also the pessimists, we call it that as neo-Malthusian. But in fact, until today, we are surviving from the potential of energy crisis. And the question is why? The answer is because we don't get the energy crisis because we have the technological innovation. In energy, there is like what we call it the enhanced oil recovery technology. There is the 3D seismic model, robotic, artificial intelligence, and the clean and cold technology. That technology, those technologies, the technologies that really, to avoid what we call it the scarcity, the Club of Rome's afraid of this disaster. Next. This is the situation in this country, regarding the Sustainable Development Goal, especially in the goal number 7 and number 13. We do now develop what we call it the new and renewable energy, although it's very slow, because Indonesia has a various of energy sources. So because of various energy sources, then it's not easy to develop the new and renewable sources. Yes, we do agree with that, but then it comes to the technology and economics. However, we have a target, in year 2025 that the new and renewable energy is 23%. But I think we need to revise that. I do hope that the University of Diponegoro, what I hear, they will have that graduate program in energy matters. They can also revise that, because today the new and renewable resources is only 12%. So it's not achieved today, the 23%. So we need to revise this. However, UN recognized that as a success story that Indonesia is moving toward the new and renewable resources. And the SDG 13 in the climate action, Indonesia is committed in year 2030 that we can reduce, the CO2 emission. Then the enhanced, we call it, the program is enhanced nationally determined contribution. We can reduce by 31%, if we do by ourselves. But if they will have the contribution from the international to support us, then we are able to reduce until 43% in the year 2023. So that is the target that we plan to do, to reduce the greenhouse gases. If we look at today, we are in the rank of 73 out of the 167 countries, so we are still low today. Next. Now I will come to today's program in the country and energy security status. Next. I will touch a little bit, about why we call it the energy security in this country is energy resilient. In the international community, they call it the energy security. Keamanan energi, energy security. But in Indonesia, we call it ketahanan energi, because that comes from the geopolitics of the country. The geopolitics of the country is wawasan Nusantara, the way that we have to look at ourselves and our surrounding, our environment. And then with the geopolitics, we derive to we call it the geostrategy of Indonesia. Then we call that as a ketahanan nasional. That's why from ketahanan nasional, from national resilient, then come up to energy resilient. I'll move because all the sign of the time is up. Lanjut, move. This is the status of Indonesia today. So if we talk the energy resilient Indonesia, actually we talk 4 things. One is energy availability, energy accessibility, energy affordability, and energy friendly, acceptability. With that, then for the year 2023, the last status, this is the status that we have, that we are in the level of resilient. We are in the level of 6.64. That's tahan. Where the number coming from? Next. That is the breakdown, of the numbers. But look, if we can look at, what is the worst thing happen, is number red. It's in the red color, and then in the yellow color. The red color is the import. Our our oil consumption today is 1.6 million barrel per day, but the production is only 600. That's the bad news. So that's the red one that dragging down the ketahanan energi, the resilience of energy is dropped. And then the yellow one. The yellow one is regarding the disparity of price, the price subsidy, and also, the disparity of the price, and also the infrastructure. Because we are the negara kepulauan, we are the archipelagic country, so the infrastructure is very important. And then the last one is the intensity, the efficiency. The energy efficiency is still slow. So the yellow and the red one is the problem for us in Indonesia. Next. That's the last section I would like to share. What then we can do? Next. I just give the illustration of the bridge here. We're gonna have to move from fossil to non-fossil. And there is a transition of energy there. But we still have a chance. One, our hydrocarbon basin is already in production 16. But unexplored hydrocarbon is still 22 basins. But still, the bad news is that those basins located in the deep sea in Indonesian territory. But still, we have to do it. If we can do this, then we can get increase in the oil production, subject to the economic and technology. And then we have also tried to develop what we call it the undeveloped unconventional hydrocarbon. Minyak, migas non-conventional, oil shale, gas shales, coal bed methane. Yes, we do have a lot of this in Indonesia. And if you look at here the new and renewable energy, you can see the percentage of the consumption is still small. For instance, geothermal only 9%. We are the biggest geothermal resources in the world, but still only producing 9.1%. Hydropower, bioenergy, wind, solar, sea power, nuclear. So we still have a chance. We still have the opportunity. So the key of the game is, one, the technology. Second is the economic. Technology should not be a problem, but economic is very touchy, because it related to the, the financial viability of producer, consumers, and also the political economic of those people. Next. This is the demand side management. If before we talk the supply side management, development, now we talk about the demand side. Mostly it's three things: pricing policy, diversification, and conservation. In the pricing policy, there is a choice between the direct subsidy and the price subsidy. For the diversification policy, we have already determined, in our policy, in our energy policy, for the transportation, household, industry, and power generation. What should we develop for this end user here? Four things: in transportation, household, industry, and power generation. And the last one is the conservation and efficiency of energy policy. But that really closely related to the people awareness. Is very important, because we talk the efficiency, we usually related to kesadaran masyarakat, people awareness. Let's say we get out from the room, we close off the electricity, or we shut off the air condition, things like that. But that's very important, because it will also produce the efficient economic output. The last one, next. This is the downstreaming, hilirisasi. Is the topic, the big topic during the last government, in the next government. This is the nickel downstreaming and coal downstreaming. If you look at here the nickel downstreaming, we can see the yellow one. Indonesia has already adopted that technology, but the green one is not yet. The concept of the hilirisasi or downstreaming in the past is mengolah dan memurnikan, to process and to purify. But it should also be achieving the end product. And what is that? Battery, EV. That the green one in the right sides of the picture, I think is very important to be achieved. So the concept of downstreaming, it should be developed further. And the coal downstreaming, Indonesia got blessed with a lot of coal reserve. The coal reserve in Indonesia about 50 years. But if the resources converted to the reserve, Indonesia coal reserve can be until 200 years. But this is the bad fossil fuel. What can we do? Then we have to apply the technology. And what kind of technology? Coal liquefaction and coal gasification. So in that side of the slide, in the right side, you can see the coal downstreaming. Then we can process, the coal to become what we call it the DME, dimethyl ethane. Dimethyl ethane. Yeah, that's the LPG. Then we can also do the oil synthetic. Do a lot of things with the coal. So on the other side, coal is the bad fossil fuel because it produces CO2 emission. But on the other side, if we can do the coal liquefaction and gasification, I think they'll be good for the country. I think that's all that I would like to share this morning. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prof. Purnomo. He's already delivered the topic regarding with the climate change, sustainable development, energy security status, and strengthen Indonesia in energy security. For the next keynote speaker is Professor Abdul Hamid. He is the professor at the École Supérieure de Technologie de Casablanca, Morocco. He is going to talk regarding with the electrocoagulation in order to eliminate wastewater on the textile production. Time is yours, Prof. Abdul Hamid.
Thank you. My presentation is about electrocoagulation. First, I would like to express my thanks to the University of Diponegoro, also Professor Porvanto for this invitation. I'm very happy to be among you to share some topics, and it's my first visit. I am very happy to be in Indonesia. Thank you. So the topic is about the removal of textile pollutant by electrocoagulation. Electrocoagulation is a process to remove pollutant. Especially, I would like to express the textile pollutant, how to remove the textile pollutant. So the outline, the introduction, brief introduction, and I will talk about electrocoagulation, electroflotation, and second, the treatment of a real wastewater, textile effluent, a real textile, and the third one is about the analysis of the liquid and the solid to demonstrate that we can really remove the pollutant from textile effluent. So it is obvious that industries generate a lot of amount of pollution. Before the wastewater can be discharged, the toxic compound need to be removed. Our goal is to optimize the wastewater treatment, for example, the cost of the treatment. So adequate techniques are needed to achieve a complete treatment. According to the World Health Organization, 1 billion people were without treated water supply. It's very important to say. A proper and sustainable water management strategy are needed. If I can resume, the pollutant can be in the form of large particles, easy to separate, colloids, and dissolved mineral and organic molecules. So it is impossible to use the decantation as a technique to eliminate the maximum particle. This remark is especially valid for colloids. Several techniques of wastewater are used, for example, adsorption, UV, ozonation, coagulation, and biologic, etc. But the electrocoagulation is a promising technology for the simplicity, efficiency, environmental compatibility, safety, selectivity, flexibility, and cost effectiveness. The definition of electrocoagulation: This technique is based in situ formation of coagulant. Instead of chemical coagulation, we use electrochemical in situ formation of coagulant as sacrificial anode. You have a sacrificial anode, in general iron or aluminum, due to an applied current. Three successive stages occur during electrocoagulation: formation of coagulant by electrolytic oxidation of sacrificial anode, destabilization of pollutant, and aggregation of destabilization phase to form flocks. The flock can be settle or floatate. Direction taken in the electrodes. For anode, for example, in general aluminum or iron, we have oxidation, so the aluminum can be a cation, and after that hydroxide aluminum that can absorb the pollutant. Also for the iron. And we have a production of hydrogen in the cathode because of the electrolysis of water. So the dissolution of aluminum or iron cation produce hydroxide and polymeric hydroxide. This can absorb or precipitate. Depending on the nature of the pollutant, settling or flotation can be occur, and the flotation may be achieved by hydrogen or assisted air injection. Some history: the first document of electrocoagulation was in 1880 by Webster. In 1946, the study of electrocoagulation in a reactor equipped with aluminum electrode, and in 1984, the ability to produce drinking water by electrocoagulation was presented. The advantage of electrocoagulation comparatively to coagulation: the addition of chemicals is not required because it's in situ production by current intensity. The higher efficiency of electrocoagulation compared to coagulation, and the sludge is more dense and less hydrophile. So this makes settling or flotation easier to reduce. And maybe because of the electric field, the importance of the electric field between electrodes leads to the destruction of certain bacteria. We have a different connection electrode because as the anode is sacrificial, we can use a lot of electrodes, and we have monopolar electrode connection. We have bipolar electrode without connection in intermediate electrode, and we have monopolar electrode in series connection. We can use also the electric the chematical presentation of this. We can use this cell as a series of resistance or a parallel of resistance. And when we use aluminum and iron, we have a lot of connection to do. So the efficiency that we can measure the chemical oxygen demand, the absorbance measurement without filtration of samples or with sample, and we can measure also the specific electric energy to have the energy consumption and the specific electron consumption also, and the Faraday yield. The electrocoagulation can done in stirred reactor, but also in innovative reactor. For example, airlift reactors and other type of reactors. This is a presentation of electrocoagulation. We have cathode producing hydrogen, the white one, and the anode sacrificial producing aluminum cation, and we have the pollutant absorbed in hydroxide aluminum, and we can because of the teeny bubbles of hydrogen, we can flotate, because flotation is more rapid than sedimentation. And we can have the flock in the surface of the reactor that can be removed. The efficiency is very, very high because this is an example of decolorization of an example of textile effluent. In a few minutes, we can remove all the coloration, and that means that also, as we can explain later, that the chemical oxygen normal is removed. Now I present a treatment of a real wastewater. The presentation of the problem, we adopt the methodology before treating the real textile effluent. We can simulate this real by taking, for example, two kinds of dye used in the textile effluent. For example, the first is a synthetic wastewater containing three colors, three reactive dyes: yellow, red, and blue. The second synthetic wastewater containing three dispersed dyes, because there is two kinds of dye: dispersed and reactive. Also three colors, and we can mix the dispersed, and we can work with dispersed, the reactive, and the mixture of dispersed and reactive. The prepared masses of each dye are made by represent their weight ratio in the tissue as suggested by industrial, for example, for 400 milligram per liter. Okay. So the dispersed dyes is used for polyester, polyamide fibers. The reactive dyes are used for cotton and viscose. We have the efficiency. As you can see, the yellow one is less removed than the blue and the red one. Only for disperse, for example, disperse, only for reactive synthetic wastewater, only the iron electrode have an important efficiency compared to aluminium. It is observed that efficiency used for this color, yellow color, is lower than when we use both other colors. This confirms that the kinetics of decolorization differ according to component. You can remove only blue and red, and the yellow is still. This is another kind of coloration, dispersed synthetic water. Also, we can remark that the yellow one is less removed than the red and the blue one. The treatment of the mixture also show that the red and the blue one is removed more than the yellow one. And we have the treatment of real wastewater. We can reach 80% as efficiency of chemical oxygen demand. So we can remove almost all the coloration. Here we have a comparison for the real textile effluent before electrocoagulation treatment and after 15 minutes. And after 15, in an innovative reactor that's called the external airlift reactor. An example of combined electrodes, when we use in the same time iron and aluminum as sacrificial electrodes, we can use iron electrode with the mixture of, because we have disperse and reactive coloration. So we can use in the same time iron and aluminium. And the analysis of this, and we have also the specific energy consumed. For example, the lesser one is the mixture. We can consume less energy than when we have only disperse or reactive. Now, by the analysis of the flux and the liquid, we can demonstrate that we have a total removal of the COD. Here we use a SEM, scanning microscope, to have the dried flux. The sludge was first collected 4 times, corresponding to 90% efficiency for both aluminum electrode and iron electrodes. The sludge was dried in an oven with a temperature of 120 degrees, and then calcined using 500 as temperature of the oven. And we have the picture of the scanning electronic microscope of dried fluid and the calcined flux. Okay? And we have the results of the component. For the dried fluid, as you can see, the aluminum, the presence of the aluminum in the same time and the iron. That means that the iron and aluminum electrode works together to remove the mixture of a real waste water. So the use of mixed anode showed that the iron is dissolved preferentially more than aluminum. As you can see in the table, aluminum and the iron is moved more, participate more than aluminum. And also by using induced coupled plasma, we can see that almost all the aluminum, sacrificed aluminum, is in the flux and not in the solution. And we can respect the Moroccan standard, that is for aluminum 10 milligram per liter, and for iron 3 milligram per liter. So the conclusion, electrocoagulation has been successfully realized to achieve a complete flotation with good mixing and used by only tiny bubbles generated by hydrogen. We can do the electroflotation, and the removal of by electrolysis of mixture of a real liquid effluent for dyeing cotton and polyester fiber is easier, and the energy less consumed comparatively to separately treatment of each kind of dyes. The treatment of mixture of a real textile is better when using a combination of electrodes, iron and aluminum, and to have a better treatment efficiency comparatively to the case of the anode only iron or aluminum. And the treatment with electrocoagulation, electroflotation using a combination between iron and aluminum showed that the iron is preferentially dissolved in the comparatively to aluminum due to the passivation phenomena limiting the dissolution of the latter. The analysis of ICP showed that the treated water is in agreement with national standard. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. A big applause for Professor Abdul Hamid Esadki. Dear participants, dear ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the discussion. Is there any of you want to give some question or comment for the Prof. Purnomo? Yes, one. Another one, please. There will be a souvenir for you if you ask a question from the committee. Any? Another one. Yes, please. Oh, Marcel. So you are the committee and got the committee then. Yeah, please, for the first participant.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Purnomo. I'd like to hear from you about the presentation. It's a good presentation. I just want to know about your suggestion about the MA development As you know that in 2023, we have a big project collaboration from US product, air product, chemical ins, PTBA and Pertamina to make a DME project. But they are withdrawn from the project. So until now, the DME is still not run again. You know the point, okay? Yes, thank you.
Well, as I said before, you know, Indonesia is blessed with a coal reserve. Our coal reserve is about 50 years, proof reserve. But then if the resources can be converted to the proof reserve, then our coal reserve can be sustained until 150 or 200 years. So in one side, you know, we have the coal reserve that produce a lot of CO2 emission if we use it, if we consume it. But on the other side, you know, we have the technology, we have the economy. So we're gonna have to use that. And I think the government, I do believe the last government and also the next government will do that. But the question is, why? Why it does not work today, you know? There is a research from the University of Defense, because in the University of Defense, we do have economics calculation of DME, you know. I probably will share to you in Indonesian, excuse me my friend here, because this is very important. So I don't want to misunderstood, you know, between you. Jadi ada proyek namanya coal gasification dan coal liquefaction di Sumatera Selatan dan di Kalimantan Timur. Pada waktu ini we invited the investment from US, they come. Kemudian pada waktu itu dikembangkan, mereka kemudian pull out. And the question is why? You know, from the upstream standpoint, kita banyak reserve, no problem. You know, technology, no problem. The key of the problem is the economic. I can say that. Why? Jadi begini, batu bara yang diproses menjadi liquid, menjadi DME, dimethyl ether, yang notabene itu LPG, pada waktu sudah jadi end product, dia harus diadu dengan LPG yang dengan subsidi harga. That's the problem. Jadi kalau kita hitung secara teori ekonomi dengan menggunakan apa yang disebut dengan netback value, ini tidak apple to apple. Yang LPG itu dia LPG subsidi. Kalau itu dihitung balik dengan menggunakan teknologi DME, LPG subsidi ini, maka harga batu bara di upstream, the upstream coal price is only $15 per ton. HBA pemerintah, harga batu bara acuan untuk domestic market obligation itu sekitar $70. Ya lebih baik dijual pakai harga batuan, harga acuan $70 daripada kita jual $15 untuk jadi LPG atau DME. That's the problem. So only two policy choices. The first one, the first selection, ya yang LPG import dari Timur Tengah, the LPG import from Middle East, price increase it so that the level is similar with the LPG from coal liquefaction. One. Tapi itu berarti you have to remove the price subsidy. But you can give that what we call it the direct subsidy. Subsidi langsung. In the year 2000, we do that through what we call it BLT, bantuan langsung tunai or cash transfer tunai. And that's what happened in Singapore, That's what happened in Malaysia and Korea and other countries. One choices. Pilihan kedua, DMA yang harganya mahal ini harganya di drop, you know, at the same level with LPG import from the Middle East. But then you have to spend more money from APBN, from government spending, you know, for that kind of policy. Today, the subsidy amount of APBN is about 300 to 300 miliar US dollar, 300 million US dollar. Kita harus satu, bayar hutang yang jatuh tempo tahun depan, bunga, IKN, makanan gratis, dan sekarang subsidi energi itu 300 triliun. I can imagine if we can remove that and give back to the poor people, and then some also for education, is good. So two choices that I think now face to the Indonesian society. But the problem is the economic problem. It's not apple to apple.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prof. Purnomo. Yeah. The next one for the question from the Marcel.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Marcel from Master Program of Energy Undip. I would like to I have a question for Professor Esatki about the electrocoagulation. This about the correlation between the surface area of electrode and the volume of reactor or retention time during the process of electrocoagulation. What is the best, I think the best or the good ratio between the surface area of electrode and volume of reactor for the good electrocoagulation process for textile wastewater or other wastewater? Thank you.
Thank you. The question is about the connection, the monopolar and bipolar. That is the question. According to the
about the relationship between the surface area of electrode,
yes,
and also volume of reactor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For electrocoagulation in general involves many area. For example, electrochemistry, also fluid mechanics and mass transfer and so on. For the electrocoagulation, we have worked with a lot of mode of connection, and we have used the monopolar series and parallel and the bipolar. And when we use experience plan with the experience to optimize this process, we found that the bipolar connection is the best one according to the energy consumption and to efficiency of decolorization.
Okay, and how about the effect of I mean, if you have the good the big reactor, you and your electrode is so small, it's not effective, right? But how about the ratio between the electrode and the volume of reactor itself?
We also used big reactors and innovative reactors, not only the standard reactors. For example, airlift reactor, external airlift reactor, that we can use, for example, electroflotation, and we have the possibility to have a lot of electrodes and we try to have an industrial reactor. We try to do this with instead of the power generator, we use solar energy to produce electricity, and you have also, so you have three three in one. We have removal of pollutants, we have production of hydrogen as a green hydrogen. We have to valorize this hydrogen, and we have flotation also. And I think electrocoagulation, electrophoresis is a good process to remove especially textile effluent.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Dear participants, dear ladies and gentlemen, because time is up, and please having a big applause for the Prof. Purnomo and Prof. Adil Asaki. Thank you very much for this session, and times I bring it back to the MC.
Thank you, Professor. And now we will now proceed with the token of appreciation by Professor Purwanto as a representative from Rectorate University of Diponegoro to the first and second keynote speaker of ICENIS 2024. And Professor Purwanto, please. So Professor Purwanto will give some token appreciation for our keynote speaker. Giving applause for our keynote speaker, please. Okay, for the second one, that will be for Professor Abdel Hafiz Azazaki. Giving applause, everyone. Thank you for all of the speaker and moderator. Please have a seat.
Checks. Distinguished guest and participant, as we take up first music instrument in our conference, it gives me great cheer and present a special cultural performance that it will be supplied our spirit. Satya Dharma Gita from the Estimate Faculty of Law, Universitas Diponegoro, has prepared an delightful medley of the song for today. Ladies and gentlemen, give the beautiful applause for the singer.
applause for Thank you to the Law of Faculty Choice Satya Dharma Gita for that magnificent performance. Let's show our appreciation once again with a warm round of applause for enriching
Give
our
applause
event
for the
for their
choirs,
beautiful
ladies and gentlemen.
harmonies. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived to the plenary session. Now, I would like to invite our moderator, Engineer Marcellus Griswanda, to the stage, and Engineer Marcellinus will facilitate an engaging question and answer session for our esteemed speakers.
Yes, thank you very much. Engineer Marcellus Kriswardana, PhD. He is an assistant professor at Universitas Diponegoro, Semarang, and now still active as a lecturer here. And her education doctorate from New Energy Engineering from Seoul National University of Science and Technology, graduate for 2018. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Engineer Marcellus Kriswardana.
Okay, good morning for our honorable speaker, Dean and Vice Dean of School of Postgraduate Studies, and invited guests and all participants. Thank you for joining us today in the second plenary session. We are excited to have you here for the insightful session and the latest advancement in photovoltaics, thermal, and battery research. As we all know, the advancement of photovoltaic system and battery technology is crucial for the development of sustainable and efficient energy solution. Our distinguished speaker today has been forefront of this research, contributing the significant to the field innovative approach and groundbreaking finding. Okay. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Professor Choi Kwang Huang. Professor Choi Kwang Huang, please go to the stage. Professor Choi Kwang Huang is the professor at Pukyong National University, and also Dr. Ahmad Yanuar Maulana, research professor at Dong-A University, South Korea. So these two speakers come from South Korea. Okay, they will be sharing about the expertise and recent research on how photovoltaic thermal technology and battery system can create more reliable and sustainable energy sources. Okay, before the presentation for the next speaker, Professor Choi, I want to, I will read the curriculum vitae from Professor Choi. Professor Choi Kwang Huang, PhD, is Professor of Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Engineering at Pukyong National University. He finished his bachelor degree in Refrigeration, Department of Engineering, Pukyong National University, master student at Building Environment and Facilities Department of Engineering, Waseda University, Tokyo, Japan, and PhD at Solar Heat Department of Engineering, Waseda University, Tokyo, Japan. Okay, for the first speaker, please, Professor Choi, time is yours.
What a nice day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh ya.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Saya bisa berbicara dengan bahasa Indonesia, tapi ini tidak lancar ya. Maaf. Tidak lancar, jadi ini ya. Let me switch in English. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you for inviting me, and then I would like to express my deep gratitude to Dean Agung, and then our committee members. And then later I'm gonna deliver my gratitude. Anyway, today's topic is on renewable energy, based on my research, current research, and then started from current energy situation in Korea, and then I pick up some what interesting what Indonesian energy situation. But this is my topic. My name is Choi, and then I'm working for Pukyong National University, and then my major is refrigeration and air conditioning system. In the field of refrigeration and air conditioning is has the biggest the enemy from the standpoint of energy consumption. It means asset air conditioning system consumed a lot of energy. Okay, probably without using any air conditioning system, and then we don't need to worry about green global warming or the other environmental problem. This is my research. So content consists of like this here. I don't like to oops. Well, someone help me. I need someone's help. It doesn't work. Okay, yes. As a conclusion, cutting down on energy consumption is the best way to protect our environment. That's in the conclusion, okay? And then, the left-hand side in the figures, left-hand side figures all indicating carbon dioxide emission. Just take a look at take a closer look at Korea and Indonesia. So still we're indicating solid and chocolate colored image Indonesia and then Korea just still emit a lot of carbon dioxide. That's big problem. And then according to new NGE new zero emission and then it doesn't work, okay? And then basically we are still staying nearly beneath those target, and then so we have to substitute renewable energy system for fossil fuels combustion. Right hand side is indicating, you know, the cumulative photovoltaic capacity. China is still, you know, accounting for, you know, high proportion. That means, you know, China still consuming, you know, so a lot of the energy. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. Do you hear me? Okay, I'm so sorry. So you know, China is still you know, consuming a lot of you know, most energy of the world. It's big. But you know, so well, instead of you know, the energy consumption, they try to you know, cultivate or invent, you know, other renewable energy system. That's, you know, so annoying. And then left hand side, you know, so I pick up the, you know, the picture. You know, Korea is still struggling with you know, the inventing you know, renewable energy system. Just focusing on, you know, so, photovoltaic system. The photovoltaic system is very easy to, you know, set up, and you know, it's very available system. So right hand side, Korea is ranked, you know, ninth. The cumulative at the base of, you know, cumulative capacity, you know, ACE that means Korea is still struggling with you know, what investing, you know, PV you know, PV area, and then, you know, so what want to what install those system out of a renewable energy source. And then what Indonesia? Let's move to Indonesia. Indonesia, the energy paradigm is very unique. Okay, the energy and the supplies normally, you know, so oil and is coal, but you know, so what energy consumption by, you know, fuel, and then normally, you know, so oil. Okay, look at right hand side, nearly, you know, what 66 blah blah blah, and then, you know, electricity a little. Okay, but you know, so what by sector, you know, so what in Indonesia, you know, so what consumed a lot of, you know, so oil just to you know, so into, you know, transportation. This is big, you know, problem. And then so commercial a little, and then, you know, so the agriculture also, the industry, you know, so the actually my point is, you know, transportation and the industry. Okay, the support, you know, a lot of energy, and at the bottom. And then, you know, so the most unique system in Indonesia is the harness, you know, the geothermal energy, and I guess, you know, so the top number one of the world. But you know, so still, you know, coal, you know, the coal and the natural gas, you know, what they Indonesia rely on. Okay, and this is carbon dioxide emission. But you know, the homework with this picture is to cut down on you know, so carbon dioxide emission. That's, you know, that's mandatory. And then you know, this fossil fuel, the infrastructure. You know, look at this. You know, today's, you know, the Pertamina, and then you can name it. You know, so the LNG and pipeline, or, you know, terminal. A lot of, you know, so information on this map. Yeah, but well, in Korea, you know, so we are, you know, we have a lot of use, you know, so the oil, and then, you know, it's coal, and then, you know, natural gas. But, you know, by sector, we consumed a lot of, you know, so energy just to in the field of industry. Okay, and then, you know, transportation a little, you know, nearly, you know, 20%. You know, it's quite different, you know, so with Indonesia. And then, so right now, we the 2018 nuclear power plant, the coal, LNG, and renewable energy. I'm talking about, you know, left hand side, and but, you know, so we have to you know, complete, you know, kind of, you know, climate change, you know, so the goals. Otherwise, you know, renewable energy 100 or the blah, blah, blah. And then my point is, you know, so we have to you know, indulge in, you know, we're investing the renewable energy, you know, the source from, you know, from what to say, resource, and then, you know, so even use application. Right hand side, you know, nuclear power plant, you know, 17.8, you know, is going up. You know, coal is going down. The LNG still is going down, and but, you know, so renewable energy, you know, is going up. And then, you know, so right hand side, you know, nuclear energy is going down. Okay, and but, you know, so renewable energy left hand side, from the left hand side to the right upper side is going up. But simultaneously, PV cell is also showing the very similar trend. That means Korea invest tremendous amount of budget into PV cell. Okay. So my point, among the renewable energy, many the category, but I like to focus on solar energy because this is one of my major, and then I try to invent this system to be useful and then to be applied. Okay, this is photovoltaic in the thermal system. I bet so you've already heard about photovoltaic, but photovoltaic system means to generate the plus thermal energy that we PVT system. Right, left hand side is photovoltaic system. Right hand side is the solar thermal system. Solar thermal system normally will generate thermal energy, but the left hand side is to make electricity. This is photovoltaic structure. So I don't like to spend a lot of time on common things. The right hand side in principle, and N-type, P-type, junction, electron, hole, current, substrate, I bet you are very familiar with. So I'm talking. I like to mention about big problem with the photovoltaic system. Normally focusing on more efficiency. Right hand side, if the surface of the photovoltaic systems is higher, and then probably the efficiency will decrease very sharply. Okay, the area is the total output, and then actually what I like to say with this figure is to decrease the temperature from the the sulfur or beneath of a PV cell. So I took a picture near near the Ahmad Airport, and then probably I like to cast away one interesting question. Is this good situation or not? And probably I bet you can make a good guess. Okay. So to get rid of the or to reduce the temperature near surface and beneath of photovoltaic, many research applied many different types by attaching the pipe to get rid of the to reduce the temperature, the water type, and even so to apply the heat pipe, and then some chemistry in the field of chemistry apply to phase change material, but so it doesn't work. So so I adapted the air type. This is one of my major, and then porous type. Okay, from the chemistry. They applied to enhance the contacting area and quick conduction, and then they like to apply the porous medium. And this is an old-fashioned method by applying the pipe the beneath near the surface. But so it took a lot of the cost. Very ineffective. Okay, and then right now we start to abandon this method. It doesn't work. Copper, the price is very high. And then instead of the water type, we apply the air type. Air type is very useful, and is very easy to treat. Okay, by that means increasing the temperature or decreasing the temperature is very easy. So I manufactured like this system. And then manufacture and applied, and installed on the roof of my lab, and then I experienced. To enhance the the high heat transfer coefficient, we the cultivated a lot of different shape, rectangular and bar or a lot of Right hand side, just to enhance the contacting area. Okay, and then we gonna attack from both sides. One is to increase heat transfer coefficient, and right hand side to increase the contacting area. And then from the standpoint of CFD, so I used commercial software, and then by changing a lot of the what we call it turbulent promoter, shapes, triangular and the rectangular, and then by changing the interval or the pitch or height, a lot of patterns we already reviewed. And then this is for we are research, and then from the standpoint of numerical analysis, and then we want to analyze those results from the standpoint of research. And the right hand side, beautiful young lady, Professor Johanna. Right hand side, the old guy, it's me. Okay, we co-worked together for several years, and then finally we published paper from 2020, 24. Also, many papers is still reviewing 15 papers. Okay, by changing mail or paper or without paper. And then what I like to say with this picture is we are still good one teams. Okay, between PKNU and Undip. And the photovoltaic advanced PVT types, the left hand side at first stage attached in the duct. Okay, right hand side attached turbulent promoters at the beneath of a turbulent photovoltaic module. And then look at the bottoms. Outstandingly, there are bigger difference. Very effective. But many of the world many research and try to change a lot of the energy the flow patterns. Okay, applying glass, applying the air channel, and then a lot of types were adapted. But this is one of my research, and then as I explained previously, so I took 4 types. I manufactured 4 types by applying the turbulent promoters beneath, and then sometimes applying the glass. Okay, by changing and multiple shape. Very complicated, but we manufactured and experimented. So type A, type B, type B, very difficult to understand. But thermal efficiency type C. Okay, type C means with the turbulent promoter, the plus glass is very efficient. Daily average 41. Okay, the outstandingly higher compared to other patterns. And then electrical efficiency is very unique. Okay, and then the type C is not good. A little compared to type A. Type A is normal PV cell. Okay, it has a special reason. So I'm gonna later. I'm gonna explain later. So but so we don't need to. We have to consider both sides. One is some electrical efficiency, and the other is thermal efficiency. That's why we have to collect thermal energy from the wasted energy. Okay, and then finally, so by using net energy efficiency, we like to make a good judgment. This system is good or not. Finally, my conclusion is type C is better, and then by showing thermal collecting efficiency nearly 60%. So if we adopt this system in Indonesia, and then what happened? And then this is very interesting. Indonesia has superior natural condition compared to Korea. Insolation. Okay, the 4.6, but South Korea 3.5. The maximum at in the middle of the hot summer, and then by showing 5. But so sunshine duration, oh man, so almost so above 2 times compared to Korea. That means so Indonesia has brilliant natural condition to adopt solar PVD systems. Okay, and then I already calculated very concretely based on this system, and then like this here, thermal gain, heat gain, outstandingly recorded, and then the right hand side power generation also compared to Korea, the up to 5%. Okay, I'm just talking about Indonesia, and then PVD systems, were adapted, at the same, size and the same, different location. But Indonesia showing near like 480, compared to Korea, lower digit is 300. Right hand side, quite different. Okay, look at this. Right hand side very smaller, but the left hand side very large, bigger. That means Indonesia, okay, has still upper hand for producing the electricity. And the hybrid system cooling system. Well, I applied, I manufactured, based on solar, the air, solar water collecting, and plus by attaching the air channel, and then like this here, and we call it dual purposes solar collectors. And then so if Indonesia adopted this system suggested by me, and then outstandingly daily average thermal water efficiency is showing 70%, is very big. But Korean is still the lower. Okay, they are nearly above 30%. Okay, can catch the in Indonesia. Well, if we they obtain the thermal energy, and then we have to find out the application, and then so at first we like to challenge apply to heat pump system, and then so the right hand side and plus 3% nearly very the worst case. This is the worst case, but so with the average case on nearly above 10%. Okay, by apply this system they applied when this system applied to heat pump systems. Okay. And then this BIPV system is very popular in Korea. But the right hand side I like to apply the BIPVT. Okay, thermal energy. Okay, by making the air circulate the inside, and then replace heat the air without any turning on the air conditioning. And then like this here, and then we are just we are bound to enter the winter, and then heat the air. Okay, by sending to the diffuser, established in the classroom, and then we don't need to turn on the air conditioning system. Actually, this system is applied. So when we apply to dryer, and then we can save a lot of energy. So nearly up to 2.2. Can decrease the up to 1.2 kilowatts per hours. And then I'm talking about the application, and the cooling process also is possible. Okay, by get reading of the moisture, and then you can get cooling effect. This was the psychrometric chart when we used the conventional air conditioning system, probably left hand side. Okay, what to say, the blue color, but by using this system, and then we can save tremendous energy. So if you entertain some question about that, I'm going to be detailed on this part. Okay, like this here, by getting rid of the moisture, and then we can get the cooling effect without any air conditioning system the operation. Okay, but so just to come back to the potential of world strengths, and then we need to pour the energy. At this time, so I like to use what to say. PVT, so the PVT energy. And then, like this year, this world generation possibility, and then I like to two kind of cooling system, left hand side and solid, that kind of right side and liquid side. I covered the both sides, but so what this kind of system has a very strict requirement. The lower generation temperature and the high the absorption is the capacity. We call it the hygroscopic material, and then I choose the what silica gel. It's a lower temperature, and then the higher hygroscopic, and then as an observant, so lithium chloride I adapted, and then this is one of those. Okay, escape. Okay, anyway. Yeah, my point is, as a conclusion, so I invented a lot of energies, based on PVT system, and then actually, inside applied to the real system, and then manufacture want to produce this system, and then so I hope so Indonesia adopting this system to fulfill the air conditioning, the air conditioner function. Without any consumption the energy. This is my conclusion. Okay, the conclusion is let's save the energy and reduce the energy consumption. That's so as one of my conclusion. Okay, yeah. Thanks for listening my presentation. Yeah.
Okay, Professor, thank you for your enlightening presentation. Your insights to the advancement of photovoltaic thermal research have been incredibly valuable for us. Okay, thank you. For the second speaker, the next speaker is Dr. Ahmad Yanwar Maulana. I will read the CV. Dr. Ahmad Yanwar Maulana from Dong-A University is a research professor from Dong-A University, Busan, South Korea. He finished his bachelor in chemical engineering, Diponegoro University, and master in Department of Chemistry, Dong-A University, and PhD also in chemistry, Dong-A University. And he continued postdoctoral research associate in Dong-A University, and now as a research professor at Dong-A University. Okay, Dr. Ahmad Yanwar Maulana, time is yours.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. It is an honor to be here as a keynote speaker in this conference. Thank you for the promoter also to invite me here, and thank you for the participant to be here and hear my research like that. Today, I want to present my work about, the title is Revolutionizing Secondary Batteries, Electrode Material Development and its Impact on Sustainable Energy Solution. For introduction, I'm study undergraduate in here, and I have internship in Semen Kupang. And then I graduate from Diponegoro University, and then I got work as operational staff in Well Harvest Wining Kalimantan, that is a bauxite smelter, and then I got scholarship PhD as a PhD student research assistant in Dong-A University for 5 years. You can see that very stressful, very tough, and my weight can decrease from 82 kilogram to 62 kilogram. And then from that, yeah, I continued to postdoc there, and now I'm a research professor until now. Yeah. And then yeah, we go to the main topic. Yeah, as previous presenters explanation that annual CO2 emission is really increase every year. So to solve this, many country try to find like green energy, from solar energy, hydro energy, and anything, But how to store that energy? Yeah, we need something that can store that energy. And these days they use a secondary battery, but it's still dominated by lithium-ion battery. And then that is the history of the secondary battery. Yeah, now is lithium-ion battery, but next we don't know about the battery system. And then brief history from the battery. That is from the fighting from the two scientists from Luigi Galvani and Alessandro Volta. Talking about the frog. Luigi Galvani, he is expert in the electrostatic. And then when he sliced the frog leg, and that frog leg is moving, so he think that dead body can store the electricity. That's from that. Many people try to store electricity in the dead body. For example, a human like that. So there is some like Frankenstein or something like that. And then Alessandro Volta declined that and said, no, the metal is store the electricity, not the body. And then he proved it to the stacking battery from the zinc and copper like that. And then this is a lithium-ion battery application. Firstly, it starts from the LCO, lithium cobalt oxide, that usually used for the smartphone. And then because of the expensive of cobalt and then very toxic, they find another substitution for the LMO, lithium manganese oxide. And then because of cheaper and not toxic, but energy density is so low, so they try to combine that cobalt, mangan, and they put some nickel there, so it can be NCM. First time they make NCM, nickel, mangan, cobalt, with same ratio, 33, 33, 33. And the performance is better than LMO. And then they try to increase the nickel, become 532, and then they try to increase again 811. So the capacity is increased more. And then now they just use that NCM 811 for the flagship electric car. But because of that is really expensive, they finding another things, LFP, lithium iron phosphate. But that lithium iron phosphate has low capacity than NCM, but and also not so good in the cold weather. And that's why that LFP just sell for the cheap electric vehicle. And then this is the why the electric vehicle more expensive than the combustion vehicle. You can see that the combustion engine, that blue, and then the electric vehicle, that blue also, has the higher price. So the electric vehicle most price is in the battery system. And then when we split the cost, the most expensive is from the cathode, and the anode. That means two of them is electrode like that. And then yeah, this is the path from the battery industry from LG Energy Solution. Yeah, we can see that from the mixing between the what is that cathode and then buffer cathode and then anode becomes slurry like that, and then coating together. Cathode will be coating in the aluminum foil, and then anode will be coating in the copper foil, and then calendaring. It can be pressed, and then until they got specific thickness, they cut, and then they combine it with a separator. We can make a cylindric battery or pouch battery like that, and then inspection to find is it good or not, and then yeah, aging, and then degassing to remove the gas from the electrolyte, and then yeah, electrical inspection again, and then cell. And then, however, lithium-ion battery have many issues. Yeah, as you can see in the map, yeah, lithium-ion battery, lithium source only in the specific area like South America, North America, China, and Australia, and small in the what is it? Africa, South Africa, like that. So for the sustainability is really hard. For example, like someone in the Middle East to want to make a battery factory like that, hard to get that lithium. And then lithium sources also really limited, yeah, and the price increasing every year. So we need to find another solution to substitute this lithium-ion battery. And then now they found some sodium. Sodium has same group like lithium. And then the sources also very high compared to the lithium, and sodium can get from the sea, yeah, from all the sea. So all area can get the sodium, I think. However, that sodium has a bigger size than lithium, so it can make a slow diffusion kinetic. Yeah, this is a basic mechanism in lithium-ion battery and sodium-ion battery. This is similar between lithium and sodium. Yeah, for example, like when during charging, we put some energy in the cathode, yeah, and then from that cathode, for example, that cathode is lithium nickel mangan cobalt oxide, and then that lithium can be pushed to the anode side, and then the electron will go to the circuit to the anode like that, and then when discharged, the lithium will go back from anode to cathode. Yeah. However, in the lithium-ion battery, usually they use graphite as anode. But in sodium-ion battery, because the bigger size of sodium, they just use porous carbon, like hard carbon. Yeah, and then the cathode also changed that cathode need to have sodium ion. Yeah, actually there are three types for electrode. Intercalation reaction electrode, and then alloying type, and then conversion type like that. Yeah. For intercalation, sodium or lithium can be inserted into the structure, but just that. But the alloying and conversion, it's really changed the structure during charge-discharge process. Yeah. And then many people try to modify that electrode, they make a nanostructure, and then they change the morphology to a 1D, 2D, or 3D like that, and then they make yolk shell, but the structure can be not protect well because there is no protective layer or something. So there is someone some research, some method, yeah, they try to add some carbon to protect that material like that. Yeah, that is more better way to to keep the structural stability of electrode materials. And then here the alternative cathode material in sodium ion battery. Yeah, as you can see there, most of them is intercalation type of sodium ion battery cathode. Yeah, and then it can be seen that that intercalation cathode has low theoretical capacity below 200 milliampere hour per gram. Yeah, yeah, that box is the upside from 2 volt to 4.5 volt. That is a cathode, and then downside from 2 volt to 0 volt, that is an anode, because anode work in the low potential and then cathode in the high potential. Yeah, from that we know that conversion type is better than intercalation because of high theoretical capacity, and then not affected by the bigger size of sodium. Yeah, I found out the FeF2 is a good candidate for the conversion cathode material because it has a high theoretical capacity, about 571 milliampere hour per gram, and then it also low cost because based on iron, and iron also have a high resource also. Yeah, and then from that FeF2, when the sodium insert to the FeF2, it convert to NaF and Fe0. Yeah, this is a previous work of FeF2 from another group. Yeah, they try to protect that FeF2 using RGO, but they still use preform carbon of RGO. So preform carbon means they make carbon and then they make FeF2 and then they combine together. But that is not so good. That's why they still get the transformation of FeF2 to another side reaction of FeF3 or NaFeF3, and that NaFeF3 also not contribute to the redox reaction. So I want to try to coat that FeF2 using polydopamine. Yeah, I choose polydopamine because polydopamine has nitrogen and carbon source together, and then easy to polymerize, only set in the basic condition, and then from that synthesis method, I can make combination of iron and carbon precursor from the start of the synthesis route like that. Yeah, and then after carbonization it become Fe3C, and that polydopamine will change to nitrogen dope gravity carbon, and then calcination, and then it make FeF2 coated by NGC. And then I study about the amount, the study about the amount of dopamine. When I put a lot of dopamine, the carbon layer become increase. Yeah, that increased carbon layer can protect the volume exchange from the FeF2. Yeah, I think during synthesis. That's why there is a change of morphology from the ellipsoidal become more circular like that. And then from the performance of the battery, yeah, the NGC with the FeF2 with a low amount of dopamine has a thinner layer, has low capacity than higher with NGC with bigger with thicker NGC like that. And however, when we put more thicker NGC layer, the performance is not as good like NGC1. That is maybe from the lithium sodium hard to insert to the thick layer of the NGC, so cannot reach well to the active material of FeF2. And then we also try to find out the transformation of FeF2 using this XC2 XRD during discharge and charge. During discharge, the peak of FeF2 is decreased, and then it increase again during charge. That means and then no other product occurred during discharge and charge. So yeah, there is a reversibility of FeF2 to NAF and Fe0 like that. And then we also try to measure the XC2TM to prove the material still FeF2 after 300 charge, and then during second discharge is really convert to Fe0 and NAF. Yeah, and then we also try to make a full cell. We combine the anode is Fe3C, and then the cathode is FeF2, and then it's shown better energy density compared to intercalation cathode like that. Yeah. And then future trend on battery R&D. Yeah, the future will be based on AI. So mostly they have big data for the battery materials, battery performance, and then they will learn from that and then choose the better way to what better materials for discovery. And then yeah, I also have a project with the Professor Philbert Juwono from Xianjiatong Liverpool University in China for the machine learning about the state of health modeling, because battery need a very long time research to wait the battery cycling. Like for example, like 100 cycle, we need to wait 1 or 2 months. So it quite wasting time. So we want to make a machine learning, and we can teach that machine learning about the charge discharge profile. So we just cycle for 10 cycle, and then it can be predict the performance for 100 cycle like that. And then another lab also really make autonomous materials lab, yeah, like that, from the choosing the materials and then choosing the how to make, how to synthesize, and then until it synthesized. Yeah, really autonomous from the first until the end. And then, however, from that lab, there is still flaws, like from 58 materials that they want to make, only 41 can be synthesized. And then from 355 synthesis method they use, only 130 can be success. And then for conclusion, yeah, the impact on sustainable energy solution by using high performance battery, so we can decrease the need of fossil fuel, so it can be reducing carbon footprint also. And then for longer and lasting battery, we can more decreasing the waste, yeah. And then for the supporting renewable integration, yeah, efficient storage solution are crucial for balancing the variability of renewable energy source, ensuring a stable and resilient grid like that. then prospect for Indonesia. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Indonesia have very high mineral source like nickel, iron, manganese, copper, aluminium, and then as I know, we also can get cobalt from the nickel ore. Yeah. However, yeah, this is the supply chain for the battery, but like mineral processing, component production, cell production, module production, pack assembly, vehicle integration, and recycle. Yeah, but for material processing is really quite hard because need more optimizing the ratio or yeah, synthesis method. Yeah, for example, I know some company in Europe for 10 years they just study about NCM. For 10 years they cannot get a good result for commercialization. Yeah, and then as I think, yeah, Indonesia can can start from the component production or cell production like that until module production because it already stabilized and we can just buy some active material from another company that have optimized it. And then for vehicle it can be in the future like that. And then for more promotion collaboration, yeah, I already have make some collaboration. For example, like Professor Filbert in the Xian Jiatong Liverpool University, and then now I make funding with Professor Ardiansyah Taufik at Tohoku University, and then I also have a project with Saibel Futalan from Philippines also. Yeah, and then I also sometimes help my friend Agung Kurnia Yahya from Padang, yeah. And Professor Marcelinus Kriswardana also, and Aldias from UNES. And then I also want to promote my journal. Yeah, I'm editor in here. Yeah, coatings, and we have a special edition for the coating material for energy storage and electrochemical capacitor. I'm a special editor with Professor Guang Ji He from University of College London. It has 2.5 impact factor. Yeah. And then thanks to my current lab mate, yeah, here, and then my advisor professor also, Professor Jong Si Kim, and funds from NRF and BK21, and then Education and Research Center for ICT Integrated Safe Ocean Smart City also. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comprehensive and insightful presentation, Dr. Ian. Your detailed exploration about battery material provide us the deeper understanding of the battery development. Okay, we go to the Q&A. I think one or two question. Any question? Okay. If no question, I think I have one short question for Professor Choi and one for Dr. Ahmad Yanuar Maulana. Okay, first from for Professor Choi, is there the type of PVT, this air type, water type, heat type, and PCM type rig? And is there any specific type of PVT for specific area? If yes, which type of PVT can be applied in Indonesia?
Thanks for your question. That's a good question. So, normally, the PVT system, can get, the higher temperature, the air, and then, so this is my small guess. If you apply this system to a heat pump system, and then probably you can get the higher COP compared to the conventional type. And then the other thing is, I like to this system to for the purpose of this kind of cooling system. This kind of cooling system also requires tremendous of energy to regenerate. But actually the Korea covers a lot of LNG or oil, even electricity. But in Indonesia has a very natural benefit and condition, and then in a sense to this kind of cooling system, and even the heating process. I here take a shower in the morning. At the time where heat the air came from. I just wondered, but if you apply this system, and then you don't need to worry about any geyser or heating system. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Professor, for answer. Okay, for the Dr. Ahmad Yanwar Maulana, we know that cathode is the part which have expensive, very expensive, right? In the your presentation, how to, in your opinion, how to reduce the production cost of cathode in the battery system?
Check. Yeah, actually, for the decreasing the production cost, we can change some materials, combination of materials, like now, like before, we have just lithium and cobalt. The two things is really expensive, and then we change that, combined with mangan, nickel, and mangan, and cobalt. But now nickel increasing, yeah. So we can decrease the nickel, and then we change that something in cobalt, like aluminum or something like that. Yeah, we can change some expensive material to another cheaper material like that. Yeah, for example, like LFP, they just make it. Yeah, but LFP is really different from the NCM. And that's why the energy density also really low than NCM. So if still want to keep the energy density, but just decreasing a little, yeah, from NCM itself, we can just change some expensive material, yeah, like cobalt, or decreasing the nickel. Yeah, like that.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Dr. Ahmad Yanwar Maulana. And during the time, we end this session, and please give a big applause for the two speakers. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Choi Kwang Hwan and Dr. Ahmad Yanwar Maulana, for a wonderful presentation, along with Engineer Marcelinus Kriswanda as a moderator. We will now proceed to photo session along with the token of appreciation and certificate that will be delivered by Professor Engineer Muhammad Agung Wibowo, MMS, MS PhD, as a representative from Rectorate of Diponegoro University to the last keynote speaker of ICENIS 2024. Please all of keynote and moderators stand for photo session and token appreciation.
Give applause for ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for our current speaker. We may go back to the seat.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you very much to all of the participants for the opening ceremony for international conference. And ladies and gentlemen, and for opening ceremony and the plenary session 1 and session 2 have finished yet. And before I close this opening ceremony and plenary session in session 1 and session 2, I just want to say thank you very much for PT Pertamina, such as the main.
Giving applause for PT
Give applause for PT
Pertamina.
Pertamina as the main sponsorship for year. And based on information that I got for, there are 15 material topic from the PT Pertamina TBK have signed in our committee. With, if you are in mind, for the member of PT Pertamina to standing up, please. To all of the member of PT Pertamina to standing up, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there are the PT Pertamina represent who's be the best member here. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the opening ceremony and plenary session, session 1 and session 2 have finished for this session. And I am Iwan Purwanto.
And I'm Putri Faira Banu.
Thank you very much for your nice attention. And we want to go to the second session. This is lunch time. And the committee have prepared 2 tables for lunch times in front, from this room. This is the one. And there is one again in over there. This is the second table for the lunch time. You have 1 hour or 60 minutes to have lunch. After that, you should be close to your presentation room. And for the presentation, divided by 5 rooms. The first room is Borobudur 1 in this place. And the second one, Borobudur 2, over there, and will be closed and divided by the 2 rooms. And there are 3 rooms again on the second floor. There is the third room in
That will be
Mendut.
Mendut.